year-old. They're waiting for camp up there, but mine will be short and sweet, so you can go home for Christmas. You know, there were some good things in there, and there were some bad things. I mean, we just didn't guard the three, but I think everybody would agree of the 5 threes they hit in the first half, 4 of them were pretty well guarded, and they just made them, give them credit on that. I thought that our guard play, though, defensively wasn't good enough. And, that was disappointing every time we got a lead. We're just going to have to get better defensively in those spots. But, you know, we have 27 assists on 38 baskets. You know, you're really sharing the ball. The ball was moving. I don't have many complaints offensively. I thought we 7 turnovers, and we had 2 at the end when it seemed like we got tomahawked. And but a good job there. You know, the effort-related things wasn't there tonight. The defense wasn't as good at times. The rebounding wasn't as good the whole night. You know, we got rebounded on the offensive boards. That shouldn't happen. The turnovers were great, so I just thought the effort-related things we didn't do as well. And give them credit. They made some shots. I do like his team. I just told him that. I told him, you know, he's got to do like me. He's got to get better defensively because they've got outside firepower and they've got a hell of a post player in there that can score. And so I wanted to leave here feeling good. I feel decent. I thought we got some work done on our break and that. But we're going to spend a little more time on our defense. And didn't want to play the war game much this week because I knew guys retired, so no excuse when we come back. We got to improve in that area, and hopefully guys will have a good Christmas, come back ready to go.
Question. Tom, Greg just said it's the fastest team he's seen in 40 years of coaching, talking about yours. Guys like him that you're close with, that you trust in this profession, does that maybe give you a different view of your team because you're so close sometimes you don't necessarily see the forest for the trees?
You know, it's funny. I think I'm hoping he's talking more when he saw the film. I thought we were good tonight. You know, Nick ran good early, but our wings didn't run as good tonight. But I do think we're a good running team. I do think we can get up and down the court. If Cassius is pushing, and, you know, we subbed a little better, and then at the end it was crazy. But we got some guys some rests, and I think that would help a little bit. Nick gets in foul trouble, and he was having a hell of a game. And yet, you know, he gets 7 rebounds and scored in there pretty good. I like the way he ran the court. So, and I'll tell you more after I watched the film. I didn't think we were as good as we were like against Iowa or some of those teams. But I do think we can run, and you run better when you rebound. And what I was worried about tonight is that we thought our wings and even Nick were sneaking out of there. And that's why they got 11 offensive rebounds. They were sneaking out, worried about running before they rebounded. So we'll have to shore that up a little bit.
That was after you pulled Cash early, he and the rest of the team responded. I don't get a turnover after that. I guess, how did they focus in after those first 3 minutes?
You know, I like I said, I thought we had great practices, but there is a point in time when everybody plays the score. You know, they come in with a 4-8 record. They're a better team than 4-8. They've lost some tight games. And like I said to them, it's a Super Bowl for them, and it should be. And Greg does a good job getting them ready for that. And, you know, when you have the ball right here and the guy just steals it from you, you kind of figure you're not into the game. And so that's why I just took them out and told them 2 things, that, and there was one other thing on pushing the ball or guarding the 3. And we really worked hard on keeping our hands up. And, you know, we didn't always do that, but like I said, I would say, and my staff said at halftime, 4 of the 5 threes were pretty well contested. They just made some, and 3 of them, I think, were right at the shot clock. So, hey, I give them credit for that. Second half, I think there's enough blame to go around, but we played a lot of people. I wanted to give guys a chance, a little Christmas present. I got guys in a few more minutes, and, well, you know, I don't expect that to happen much. Looking at the Big Ten this year.
What did you like about Cassius's game offensively?
Well, offensively, he was ready to shoot. I thought we did a good job of finding him. He pushed the ball pretty hard after the beginning, and I thought he made a couple of those nice floaters. But the passing, and the way our guys moved the ball along the perimeter, I mean, he had some wide open threes, and he's as good a shooter as the guys they got. If they're wide open, he's going to make them. In fact, Josh had a couple, all slipped out of his hands twice. He had the lob to Nick, and he had a three. But I thought Cassius, did that. I know he can do that. He's got to bear down on the defensive end now, and he does that. He goes from a very, very good player to an elite player, and that's what I told him after the game.
Tom, I'm not asking if they're going to start, but with the preseason almost over, what is it that you see out of the freshmen? Because you got a lot of time in today with those guys.
Yeah, I try to get him more time. I think Gabe can do some things. He got a little lost defensively. I was actually more impressed with Thomas and Marcus a little bit. But, Aaron still shows some things. I think Foster, just a matter of him getting comfortable. It's hard because a couple of those guys maybe should have played 2 or 3 more minutes. But it's just the way I do it here. So I'll take the blame for that. I could have got him a little more time. But, we still got 8 veterans. Kyle's playing really well right now. And, those 8 veterans are all playing well. And, it's hard to play 9 and 10. And so they'll get a few more minutes. And hopefully in the next game they'll get some minutes, but it's not going to be like there's a million minutes. And they're just going to have to keep getting better in practice. Gabe Brown has gotten a lot better in practice lately. We got him on a scout team. He's playing their best player, and he's really improved in that way. I think, getting him used to game situations.
Tom, in the rivalry with Oakland, the games tend to be very physical, but tonight didn't seem like it was called that way. The officials let the players play. What was your reaction to the way the game was called?
I don't know. Greg was complaining, I was complaining, so it probably wasn't called as good as we wanted to. But I think you're right. They get 8 free throws, we get 12. There wasn't a lot of free throws out there. And personally, as the year goes on, I wish it would be called like that. Unfortunately, it probably won't be. But officials, it's a hard game to officiate, as crazy as it got there for a while. What I give them a lot of credit for, and us a lot of blame for, we had some 15, 16, 17-point leads. They cut it back down to 12, 18-point lead back down to 10 or 12. That means we haven't learned to step on a guy's throat, and they haven't, and they haven't learned to give up. So I think both ways, both coaches got something to coach.
Time for a couple more.
With Nick and his matchup with Hayes, I guess, did he take that as a challenge? Because he looked like he was putting some things out there tonight that he hasn't shown.
Yeah, Nick, as I told Nick, he is one of the best on-ball defenders. He struggled, last year with the ball screens, but on ball. But because of that, he lets the ball get in too easy, and then he gets a little bit in foul trouble. But I thought Nick did a hell of a job on him. He hit a couple baskets on Nick, but usually Xavier's our best defender, and Xavier struggled with him more than Nick did. So I think Nick Ward did a very good job. Nick was running the court. He was, got in foul trouble, and that was a shame because he was having a monster night both ways. What's that?
That's jumpers too.
Yeah, and he hit, it's a good point, he hit that 10-footer, and then he hit about a 15-footer on the baseline. And he looked good. He's been working at it harder, a little more time to shoot. I think it's helped.
So the other day we asked you what you wanted to see tonight, and one of the first things you said was you wanted to see guys finish halves, finish the game. My sense is you don't feel like you quite got that tonight.
No, better question, since you guys are experts sometimes, what did you think? We got that lead, I think it was 16 in the first half. Then all of a sudden they come back, and then they hit that one at the buzzer, and I didn't think we finished as strong as I wanted to. The second half is a little hard to figure because of the different subs that I put in there. But guys got to realize that if you get somebody down, when I hear the Jordans talk or the Magics talk or even the LeBrons talk or the Kobe's talk, if you hear those guys talk about what it's like to get a team down, and I know what Draymond feels about that. It's important because you're going to give teams a chance to get back in. If you do that on the road, then the crowd doesn't help you. It helps them, and those leads disappear. So we still got some work, and most of it is defensively. We're good. We're good. We're not locked down great, and we got some improvement to do on that. One or two more. Yes.
So, going on that, what do you think you have to do, I guess, in the next couple of weeks to get to that lockdown, Greg?
Well, we're gonna really get after it. We're gonna get after it defensively. I mean, this has been the weirdest month of my life as far as basketball wise, because those games, there were so many of them in finals, and you know, I told you guys we were gonna really get after it. We did. We went 2-a-days, Monday and Tuesday we did it one, and then you know, meetings, walked through, and Wednesday, you know, we got film work. We got a lot done, but to be able to guard, we got to go 1 against 2 and get after it, and we just haven't been able to do that. And in fairness, these guys, you know, are probably tired. You see teams all over the country. The advantage of this early season blitz that you're seeing, because everybody's trying to capture TV or the media, you know, like the Big Ten did. Everybody's trying to do that. A lot of big games. Those big games take a lot out of you, and they take a lot out of you when you're traveling, and then you got exams. And so it's not the norm. I mean, these last 2 years, a lot of teams are doing things a little different, and when we move those 2 Big Ten teams in there, it really shrinks our opportunity to, you know, like I'm upset that we got 3 games in 20 days. I just saw where Duke has, you know, no games now for the next 15 days. People can think that's good, I don't. So I don't know what the balance is in there, but I think we gotta find one. I think it's hard on the kids, hard on the coaches. And so I do not think, I don't really blame them. I guess I blame me more because we have not gotten after it at the level you need to get after it to become better defensively. Those are grind things. Those are, you gotta be a grinder to do that. And we don't have a lot of just grinders, so we gotta create some grind. That's what I hope to do. Well, I'd like to say, because with Terry Hutchins, I know a lot of you guys knew him, and I just found out about it right before I went downstairs. Just a shame, a guy I enjoyed to be around when we played at Indiana, and that's a shame. We all know by now that Mark D'Antonio lost his mother. There's things like this that bring everything into perspective a little bit. And I don't know as much about the accident. You guys probably know more, but I just want to say to those families, you know, our thoughts and prayers are with them. And for all of you, I hope you have a great Christmas. You know, you look at all the things that go on in the world, and hope you all get to spend some time with your families. And I got my 92-year-old mother here. I'm going to actually spend a couple of days and take the projector and throw it in the toilet and not watch anything and try to enjoy a little time, and then start grinding on the morning of that 26th, and it'll be 2.5 months of fun, because then there'll be no excuses. We know when the games are. They're every 3 days. You know, it gets a little bit more online with everything, but spend some time, have a great time with your families, have a great Christmas. You know, find a New Year's resolution, you know, be nice to the coach or something. You know, find something that'll make everybody happy.